Hey kids, History Channel guy here. Before I get started, almost 95% of you are not subscribed to the channel, and it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe. So the year is 1942, and Phai Boon wants to expand the influence of Thailand, but the only way to do so is to work hand in hand with the Japanese. Since 1931, Japan has been attempting to expand its influence by invading neighboring countries, most notably Manchuria and northern China. Japan was attempting to create the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere. The goal of the sphere was to establish a bloc of Asian countries, led by Japan, of course, which would be self-sufficient without the meddling of Western powers. Initially, the concept did not seem that bad for the rest of the world. For centuries, Western powers meddled with Asian countries, subjugating their people to harsh conditions which only benefited the colonial powers. In fact, if one were to look at the GDP rankings prior to colonization, one would notice that Eastern Asian countries were on par and sometimes greater than their European counterparts. And in my opinion, colonization hindered the development of Asian countries. So in theory, wanting to have an alliance of self-sufficient Asian countries seemed like a pretty good idea. However, the idea soon was warped when Japanese militarists and nationalists started to implement the policy not for a unified Asia, but for a superior Japan. Japan would conquer former Western colonies not for the natives of those colonies' benefit, but because Japan believed that these nations would be vital to providing Japan with natural resources for their empire. The Japanese thought themselves basically superior to their neighbors. For an example of this, just look at Manchukuo, or the Empire of Manchuria. Japan invaded Manchuria in 1931 and committed every single war crime in the book. If you don't believe me, just Google Japan, bayonets, babies in Nanking, and turn the safe search off. Happy hunting. However, once Manchuria was properly invaded, Japan established a puppet government run by deposed Chinese Emperor Puyi. Manchukuo was a Japanese slave kingdom in all but name. Puyi really had no power and was forced to sign documents giving Japan the right to use Manchukuo citizens for slave labor and to strip the country of its natural resources. Manchukuo was not alone either. Japan intended that all conquered territories would act in a similar manner to Manchukuo. It just so happened that Manchukuo was the furthest along in their Japanese development journey. But History Channel guy, you might ask, what does this have to do with Thailand? Well, a lot, my not-so-bright viewer. One needs to keep in mind that Thailand was not like the other conquered territories, such as Manchuria. It was a free nation and signed an alliance with Japan. In fact, many historians argue that Phai Boon only joined the Japanese because he believed that with Japanese help, Thailand could gain territory in countries such as Burma and Malaya. Phai Boon then adopted the Great Thai Kingdom policy, a policy which stated that the goal of the war was to gain territory for Thailand and expand its cultural influence. However, the Japanese, having the vastly stronger military and resources, did not like that their minor ally was declaring this, as they believed that within a fortnight they could easily invade all of Thailand, and they were doing Thailand a service by not invading them. The Great Thai Kingdom was a paper tiger, according to the Japanese, which could be toppled at a moment's notice. So you see, the Japanese wanted Thailand to become Manchukuo, and the Thai wanted to become just another Japan in Southeast Asia. So, back to the war. Upon Thailand declaring war on both the United States and United Kingdom, some interesting developments happened. For one, as soon as Thailand declared war on the United States froze all of Thailand's US-backed assets. That's not really that out of the ordinary. The US does that for basically anyone they're at war with. But what is out of the ordinary is Prime Minister to the United States, Senji Pramod, refused to declare war on the United States and instead created the Free Thai movement, which recruited Thai students and citizens to work for the United States against the Japanese invasion. By the end of the war, the Free Thai movement helped train and arm over 50,000 Thais. Despite Allied bombing raids occurring before Thailand technically declared war, upon the declaration of war, the Allies ramped up bombing raids against Thailand, especially in the capital city of Bangkok. Simultaneously, when the raids were occurring, the Thai army got permission from the Japanese to invade the neighboring Shan states and Karenni states of Burma. One weird but true fact that came out of Thailand's invasion of Burma was the invention of pad thai. In September 1942, Thailand and especially Bangkok was experiencing mass floods, which destroyed the nation's rice crops. As a result, the government persuaded its citizens to eat noodles instead, and as a result, pad thai was created. Fun fact, someone suffering gave us this great dish. So the war was raging on, and I think now is a good time as any to check on our two allies of Japan and Thailand. Huh, they hate each other's guts. Come on, guys, what happened? At first, the Thai people were smitten with the Japanese because of their quick victories and overwhelming presence. But as the war went on, the victories became few and far between. The love for Japan quickly soured. For one, the Japanese saw themselves as superior to the Thais, and considering how many Japanese nationals were stationed in Thailand, the Japanese quickly became an unwanted guest. To make matters worse, the governments of Thailand and Japan constantly argued about who would get the spoils of war. After capturing numerous British textile, lumber, and oil plants, the two countries' armies argued about who had the rights to it. Additionally, prior to this, Germany and Thailand had a great trade relationship, but as the Allies halted German ports, getting materials from Germany became extremely difficult for the Thai. By the middle of the war, Japan became Thailand's only major trading partner, which only built the ego of the Japanese. However, once European countries put their own embargoes on Japan, both countries soon found themselves without necessary commodities to continue everyday life. The Thai soon lost most of its value, their currency that is, and with inflation soaring and the standard of living dropping, the Thai's resentment for the Japanese only built. But whatever, there has to be some way to help the domestic issues, right? How about an invasion of China? How about we sue for peace? No, idiot. That's not how you do it, idiot. So, that's right. On May 9th, 1942, the Thai army crossed the border and attacked the Chinese Expeditionary Force. Not a good move. So how did this invasion go? Well, terribly. The Thai invasion attempted to attack the city of... Yeah, y'all can try to pronounce that yourself. And were easily deflected by the Chinese forces. At home, the Japanese were so concerned that Thai Prime Minister Phai Boon would be overthrown in a military coup that government officials decided to lie about what was going on in China. They claimed that the Thai army captured the hard-to-pronounce city and controlled most of the border between China and French Indochina. Despite the lie, most Thai officials saw the writing on the wall and saw only plague, air raids, and famines across the country. It's at this point this would seem to be Thailand's lowest, but unfortunately for the Southeast Asian country, Uncle Sam was coming. So you're in Thailand, and you are one of the only truly independent countries in Asia, and now you find yourself in a war with two of the biggest countries in the world. How do you think you would handle that war? Not well, it seems, not well. In December of 1942, there was an armed confrontation between Japanese police and Thai civilians. Though the incident in the greater scope of the war is insignificant, it was significant to our story because Ban Pong incident helped General Akito Nakamura be the commander of the Thailand Garrison Army. Unlike other Japanese leaders, Nakamura was able to sympathize with the Thai, and as a result, he improved Japanese-Thai relations. Nakamura's objective was simple: keep the Allies out of Thailand and defend Burma. What is fascinating about the Thailand campaign is it's not like what you saw with the United States Marines were doing island hopping against the Japanese. No, there was no Thai D-Day, as for the most part, Thailand held on to all their territorial possessions until the end of the war. However, Knowing that they did not have the might alone to keep them, they basically just conceded the territory after the war. Anyway, as the Allies would continue to annex parts of British Malaya, simultaneously the tides of war were going against the Japanese. Realizing Japan's fate, many in the government attempted to distance themselves from the Japanese, one of which was Prime Minister Phai Boon, who returned thousands of Chinese prisoners of war as a peace offering to the Allies. Yet, Phai Boon was in a worse situation than he realized due to the constant bombing raids being done to Thai cities, most notably Bangkok. The bombing raids got so bad that Phai Boon declared that Thailand would temporarily move the capital to Phetchabun, a small town in the interior of the country, basically known for mosquitoes biting you. Not fun. To many Thais, this was perplexing, considering Phetchabun was an extremely remote town, with the closest railway being half a day's drive away. Unfortunately for Phai Boon, this would be his let them eat cake moment, as to many, the Prime Minister was abandoning his people for the safety of a remote military fortress. Things only got worse when the Allies successfully invaded Italy, leading to the downfall of Benito Mussolini. Across the world, Thailand was mockingly called the Oriental Italy, as it was seen as the weak link for the Axis powers in Asia. Hermann Goering even warned Japanese officials to keep an eye out for Thailand, because he thought it would be Asia's Italy. Everyone in Thailand knew that the war was virtually over, and Japan had no way of successfully defending its foreign territories, especially with how poorly Germany and Italy were doing in Europe. Phai Boon's demise would come a year later through not a violent coup, but a peaceful transition of power. Yeah, that surprised me too. Phai Boon was taken down by the aforementioned Free Thai movement, which peacefully transitioned the government to this guy. Let's call him Keong. Phai Boon got replaced mostly because he wanted to switch the capital to the mosquito-infested wasteland in central Thailand, and because he had this grandiose plan to create a new Buddhist city in Saraburi. Two extremely expensive projects which are hard to justify when, the whole country is starving and homeless because of a war. So Phai Boon stepped down, and it was now up to the new administration to figure out the rest of the war. Some argue that Thailand should continue the fight, but those officials were promptly removed in exchange for more pacifist rulers. In August of 1944, Keong's new government told the British that they renounce all claims to the Shan states and Northern Malaya, but Churchill was out for blood. He did not accept the Thais' peace terms. The Thai army prepared for a strong British retaliation, but they would end up not leaving the Shan states until a year later in August of 1945. Anyway, by early 1945, Keong's government was preparing for an uprising against the Japanese, much like how Vichy France started an uprising against Germany. According to the sources, the Thai First Army and local policemen were meant to conduct a surprise attack against the Japanese officials. For months, they collected intelligence and prepared for their attack against the Japanese High Command. So what happened? Did the Thai citizens rise up against their Japanese oppressors and have a full-scale revolution? Well, no. The United States dropped 2 atomic bombs, and the Soviets started to invade Manchuria, so the Japanese surrendered before the uprising could happen. See what I did there? I didn't say which one it was. Y'all can debate that in the comment section. Days later, Thai officials declared that Phai Boon's declaration of war against the Allies was unconstitutional, and therefore it was immediately void. Convenient how they discover this constitutional flaw when the war was all but lost. But I digress. Despite being convenient, Thailand technically did not have to surrender, and Keong, being an actually benevolent leader, resigned because he felt that it was best for Thailand to have a new leader to help with this new transition from war to peace. After the war, Thailand's government was restored to the civilian population. However, political division would eventually lead Thailand to again be ruled by the military in the post-war years. In regards to reparations, the British demanded war reparations from Thailand via rice shipments to Malaya. This was somewhat problematic for the new government, considering due to various floods and the lack of foreign trade, Thailand's population was starving. Thailand would comply, and on January 1st, 1946, Thailand signed the Anglo-Thai Peace Treaty, officially ending the war with the United Kingdom. Later that year, Thailand signed the Australian-Thai Peace Treaty. Oh, by the way, the Japanese had various raids against Australia, but that's a story for another day. To be granted admission to the United Nations, Thailand had to agree to cede all the territory gained during the Second World War back to France. Good luck, France. I'm sure you won't lose Vietnam anytime soon, right? Right? Oh shit, Ho Chi Minh's coming. Anyway, once the treaty was signed, Thailand was admitted into the United Nations, and immediately after, the United States started to give economic aid to Thailand, much like they were doing for European countries under the Marshall Plan. So that's it, y'all. That is Thailand in World War II. And thank you for watching. And remember to like and subscribe. This was a very fun project of mine, and I'm really glad I could share my academic papers with all of my viewers. If you want more videos like this, remember to like and subscribe, as 95% of you haven't yet. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.